Yasuke! 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 So I'm wearing shades today, not to just reflect the sun, but to reflect people's stupidity. This Yasuke situation is getting crazier and crazier, and it's time to stop. For those of you that don't know, Assassin's Creed Shadows was announced and revealed not too long ago, about a couple months ago. One of the playable characters within Assassin's Creed Shadows is a character called Yasuke, or Yasuke, or Yasuke. Or, I don't know, you can let me know in the comments because I seriously still don't know how to pronounce it. You can see Yasuke on screen and he looks like a cool warrior character. A samurai. Looks cool, no big deal, right? Well, yeah, you'd think, but you know how people are on the internet, especially Twitter, Reddit, websites like that. It's a cesspit of just idiocracy and just shit. A lot of people have apparently come out against Ubisoft saying Yasuke is not allowed to be in Assassin's Creed Shadows and he's a bad character because, well, they say he's historically inaccurate, you know what I mean. People say he wasn't a samurai, he was just a sword retainer in the history books, or he just was basically a servant to a master. He was this, he was that. A lot of claims are thrown around like they're fact. He wasn't this, he was this, he was this, he wasn't this. So a lot of people are on surface value getting mad at Yasuke because he is incorrect, as we'll say for now. And then you've got another side of haters against Yasuke, if you will, who pretty much hate him because he's black. Like, let's be honest. I made an entire video explaining why Yasuke would be a good character and how the color of his skin in Japan would actually lend to an Assassin's Creed story and further push those core Assassin's Creed themes to the forefront, and you can check that one out. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's the Yasuke situation. You've got people mad because they say it's not accurate to true history, and you've got people mad and say they don't like Yasuke because pretty much the color of his skin, and I can show an example of that right here in my own TikTok comments. So you wouldn't be blamed for thinking, okay, this is not looking good for Ubisoft. People are angry, they've even signed a petition which has like 70k plus votes right now to ban or cancel Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's getting, well, I would say ridiculous, but it's getting crazy. Now, before we get into the new updates for the Assassin's Creed Shadows controversy, I think it's important to specify my opinion on things. Now, for me, I think the idea of Yasuke is a pretty good idea. Of course, game writing, game design, and all of that is a factor to whether Yasuke as a character will be pulled off well, but as a concept, as an idea, as that just is there, that's pretty cool. You've got a foreigner from another land who feels ostracized, who feels like an outsider, looks down upon by the everyday people. You've got this first-hand experience of being a downtrodden person who eventually, probably, hopefully, becomes an assassin who fights for the freedom of the people, who fights against oppression, who sees the true nature of the world and seeks to make that the emphasis of their life. That's some of the core Assassin's Creed themes right there, and that is something Yasuke could bring to the table, and I hope very much will. On top of that, with the whole historical inaccuracy shit, it's Assassin's Creed, bro. Have you ever heard of the Apple of Eden in real life? No. Have you ever heard of the Animus in real life? No. I mean, goddamn, the Assassin Brotherhood in real history died out not long after the event of the first Assassin's Creed game. They didn't exist all throughout history to the modern day. So that's a major historical inaccuracy, the fact that they didn't die out and they lived on. So, you know what I'm saying here? You know what I'm getting at? The fact that Yasuke may not have been a samurai in real life is probably the least of people's worries if they're really concerned about historical inaccuracies in Assassin's Creed. Forget about Yasuke, go back to the Assassin's Creed 2. The Assassins and Templars were having a conflict in Renaissance Italy. That never happened. They also didn't have Pieces of Eden. So maybe if you want to get mad about historical inaccuracy in video games, start at Assassin's Creed 2 or Assassin's Creed 1. Ubisoft have just put out a statement of their own. They've been radio silent during this whole controversy. They posted the trailer for the game. They gave little tweets here and there to promote pre-orders for the game. But they didn't touch the whole subject of the historical inaccuracies in Yasuke. One thing I will say is there apparently seem to be inaccuracies when it comes to the setting of Japan. A lot of people are saying that the architecture looks more Chinese than Japanese. Now, that I can't speak on because I don't know Chinese history, I do not know Japanese history. I'm no historian. However, I think that could be, valid criticism in that regard. If you want to say that this building isn't very Japanese, it's more Chinese, but it's set in Japan, you can criticize that, you can say that, that's completely fair. Anyway, Ubisoft put out a statement. Now, I'll have their post up on screen and I will link the Twitter tweet in the description. But in a nutshell, Ubisoft basically address everything. They start off with the historical setting of Japan, and they try to be very respectful to Japanese people, Japanese gamers specifically. They pretty much express that this is a work of fiction set in a fictional world, and although there may be some things that are true to real history, it's very much like an alternate reality, and it shouldn't be taken as a literal depiction of history. It's there as a backdrop to an Assassin's Creed game, which again is a fictional world. Now, I might take these shades. Nah, I can't take these shades off. It's the idiocy is still just coming right at me, and I got to deflect it away. So we're gonna carry on. Ubisoft also expressed that they have many fantasy elements within their series, which again is not true to real world. Fantasy is fantasy. Real world history is real world history. Now, it's a pretty big statement, but I do want to focus on the fourth and final point of their statement. While we strive for authenticity in everything we do, Assassin's Creed games are works of fiction inspired by real historical events and figures. Quick note from me, it literally has that exact disclaimer in the beginning of every single Assassin's Creed game when you start the game up, so people should have known as it was anyway. Moving on. From its inception, the series has taken creative license and incorporated fantasy elements to craft engaging and immersive experiences. The representation of Yasuke in our game is an illustration of this. His unique and mysterious life made him an ideal character to tell an Assassin's Creed story within the setting of feudal Japan as a backdrop. While Yasuke is depicted as a samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows, we acknowledge that this is a matter of debate and discussion. We have woven this carefully into our narrative, and with the other lead character, the Japanese shinobi Naue, who is equally important in the game. Our dual protagonists provide players with different gameplay styles. So look, Ubisoft said there exactly what I and a lot of other creators on YouTube have been saying for too long. It's a freaking video game. Get the over it. Pretty much. Now, personally, I don't think Ubisoft should have really said anything. They're just adding fuel to the fire, and they're just going to make the artists, I don't really want to say the word just in case of YouTube demonetization, but they're just giving those people, more fuel, more enragement to get angry about and complain about and say how Ubisoft is woke and da-da-da-da-da, etc, etc. I actually call the socially far right-wing people the wokies. It's those extremists that use the word woke. I feel like people on this side of things don't even use that word anymore. It's so overused. It's cringe. Just stop using it. Woke. It's like, shut the fuck up. So yeah, every time I see like a tweet from someone who's complaining about Yasuke or complaining about anything for that matter that has to do with, race and this and that and getting mad because someone's black or getting mad because someone's a woman, it's just like, shut the fuck up, you wokey. You know what I'm saying? Ubisoft should have just, I think, said nothing. At the end of the day, this whole situation isn't going to destroy their company. It's just going to get them loads of money. I feel like I've deflected enough idiocy from my my gaze right now, so I'll take them off. I'll take them off. It's my beautiful eyes, my f***ed up eyebrows, one shorter than the other. It's shit. I know. I was born that way. I personally think people like Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, are probably rubbing their hands together right now in just knowing how much cash they're gonna cash in on this whole thing. And I personally wouldn't be surprised if they use this statement as, again, more fuel to the fire to actually cash in, get more pre-orders, because they're gonna get more people talking about the game. I'm talking about it again. I wasn't going to, but this thing came out and I thought I had to talk about it. Probably more people are gonna pre-order the game. It's gonna sell like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if Assassin's Creed Shadows sells better than any Assassin's Creed game to date. I really wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you can come back to this video and let me know if I was wrong, but I think they will. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is overblown, stupid, needs to end, or are you more on the side of being like a piece of shit? Are you more on that side? Let me know in the comments, because I'm sure the ursists are definitely gonna start commenting, having a war in the comments. Just, yeah, just bring it on, mate. I can't even be asked anymore. I won't read it because it's gonna be a cluster pluck. I don't really want to use the F word too much because I will get demonetized. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Assassin's Creed Shadows, Assassin's Creed as a whole, and me, consider pressing that subscribe button so you don't miss a video from me. And if you enjoyed this, you can press the like button. Overall, I think the whole thing is stupid, dumb, dumbfounded, if that's the right word, and it can just end. I'm done. I'm done. We live in a society.